Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere around the globe. Fellow citizens of this free world. Today, as we sit down, and many of us is wondering what next, what will happen in the future. Well, it's nothing to worry. Sometimes it's better that we all come to an end. Because no matter what you do in this life or in this world, people will accept you for who you are, but will criticize you regardless of what. I have seen a lot, but I'm sending my condolence out to the people of Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, Nigeria, and all where there's a hot spot. I want to ask a few questions here. Why religion have to cause a problem in modern time? Islam versus Christianity, Hinduism versus Islam, is madness. If you believe in Almighty God, Bhagwan or Allah is the same God you're talking about. According to information in Nigeria, Muslims are killing Christians, Butaram and others. For what? You are killing innocent people to follow a teaching. You should leave them on their own to accept it or not. If a religion is about God, why are you killing them to follow it? Is they would have to bear the sin in the day of judgment, not you? And in India, they are killing Muslims. And in Arabia, and some other part of the Arab Peninsula, Christian and other denominations are in the same problem of killing. We are the Taliban. You have to be a Muslim or they're killing you. And in some country you have to, if you're a Christian, you're dead. And if you're a Hindu in some, you're also dead. Ladies and gentlemen, God, Bhagwan or Allah is the same person. And if you are going to kill for that, then that is not really a religion or a God to be trusted. Because He makes this world and make everything. So we have to come off of this religious bullshit and unite and respect one another. We are only different by culture and nationality. We got to come out of the slave trade talk, because what you read and what you're passing around as gossip is dividing the world every second. European, as the white man you call them, they was also a slave to their own and to other nations, such as East Indian of India, to their own and others, not forgetting the Chinese and you the African. But everyone was a slave sometime, somewhere, under your own or foreign domination. And if the Bible and the Quran them are truth, then Muhammad is not an Indian, a European, or a Chinese. He's a descendant of Africa, Abraham, Adam and Eve. And if you couldn't listen to God, who the fuck you are going to listen to? Now you are going to say I use a bad word, isn't it? So I don't believe that God will put somebody to kill one another because he's a Muslim today, a Hindu tomorrow, a Christian the next day, an unbeliever the other day. This is nonsense. So for if you are believing in Allah, Bhagwan or God, it's the same person. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have a right to be killing people because they don't follow your religion. That is like politics. If you don't support one party, you support the other one, your neighbors or family or friends go against you as much. If they don't support the one you like, you against them. For what? Now, it's simple. If you believe in your religion, and I am a Muslim and you are a Muslim, can I fuck your wife? Are you a Christian, I'm a Christian or a Hindu, can I fuck your wife? Because that's the only thing we see. You illiterate bastards. You may not like it. Huh? And if you look upon it from the beginning of time to now, women was taken advantage on. up, okay? Today, one man wants 5 and 6 women because he have a little money, little prestige. And today, the women today in modern time now, they got a voice, and they are also taking advantage on the innocent poor single men who concern and care for the future. But we are not here to deal with that. Let's get back to Georgetown, Guyana. The history of our country from the late 60s. A lot of people who was with the PNC under Burnham, they will defend him because they might be drinking the soup, or the family they grew up with maybe was a part of the killing field, the rape field, and the wrong things that they be doing, so they're going to back Burnham. Burnham was a good spokesman. Cheddi Jagan have turned him to be nationalizing and to do many things that he didn't want to do. His sister Jessie speak against him as a child growing up. But family got problem every day in their own home, so I would pay that no attention. Because my two brothers, Michael Chung and Raisa Chung, believe I robbed them. But when the truth come out, I only hope they are ready to handle it. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let me make this clear to you. What happened in Guyana in the 60s is not a forgiving episode. And I will say mainly and clearly, because of Dr. Cheddi Jagan, that had to happen because he would not come out of his communist stock. John F. Kennedy the late warned him, and he go to tell the man he could stop the clock but cannot stop communism. If Cuba was on the mainland of South America or Central, they would have blown it off the map. But by it's a little island, they could keep an eye on it by ships around it. Or maybe looking over it from Florida or Jamaica or the Cayman Islands. All right? So, one have to understand, nobody wanted anything what they determined to be bad to be close to them and their family. Like a Hindu don't want his family to marry into Muslim or Christian, and some fanatic Christian do the same as much as some stupid Muslim. But I'll be honest with you, in Guyana there's good and bad amongst every citizen, every nation from every country. But when you, the black race, talk about slavery, you are inherit what the ancestor went through. You are making millions and billions great singers, actors, actress. You are very great in poem, saxophone, guitar, electric. You are pilots, doctors, scientists. How y'all would like to go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow in a yacht and a tapir, a piece of cloth around your private parts, and your woman and your mother breast touching the ground, and eating raw meat or eating monkeys and other animals, and in some case eating human like a fucking cell. And you Indian, don't think that you are different. Come on. This world is very sophisticated and very educated today. But what happened in Guyana during the 60s is not a forgiving article, but one must not forget it and don't make it happen in the future. But under the late Fowles Burnham, Lyndon Sampson Fowles Burnham, LFSB, a liar son of a fucking bitch. Eh? What happened in his watch? When you blacks had little power, the advantage you take from the East Indian and Amerindian and other races was not forgivable. But the Bible says, what goes around comes around, and what goes up must come down. And today for me, tomorrow for you. A lot of things I see the PPP is doing, and I can be honest, it's totally wrong. And some people say, look how many gold. Look what Mr. Barajakio is doing. My friends, people even send me some clipping. I got it stated and I can use a ledge. But Jack Deere is the richest man in the Caribbean. And many black people say, oh my God, look at that. But Burnham was the second richest black man in the fucking world in the late 80s. Ebony magazine. Imagine Caribbean is a couple of little island rats. But the world is huger. and the Caribbean included, and he was the second. But you don't talk about that. But nevertheless, Indian people, they love to thief and lie. They will do anything to accomplish their goal. I would have wished if I could turn back the clock and get the Jews in Guyana, the Palestinians would have been dying today. There wouldn't be somebody named Hamas, because everybody would have been wearing a mask. Friend, Indians, wake up. You, the good blacks and the good Indians, come together. Look what is happening. I look at some talk show. They said, look at the airport, Cheney Jagan Airport, and they're right. It have no right to be that. It was once Kingston Airport, Chimeri Airport, then you got Babu Jan, now you got Barrett Yakneo Bridge. Something not right here. But again, in America, in Queens, in a little place in Liberty, the Indian come there with the same fucking disease, Little Guyana. Some people pull down this name one time, and I think they put it back. You got to understand that you're looking for trouble every time you make a mistake. Can a Pakistani go into India and claim it? Or Indians go to Pakistan and claim it? Even though they are the same people, only divided by religion? Huh? Or can a Nigerian go in to Mali and claim it? Vice versa, or any African nation? No, friends. A lion is a lion regardless what part of the continent it comes from. An African is an African no matter what part of the world you may see them. An Indian is an Indian no matter what part of the world you might see them showing up. And a Chinese is a Chinese, regardless of wherever they choose to be in the universe. It cannot hide. When will we draw a line and try to understand each other and work together for humanity? Instead of bombing and killing each other, let's unite and make the world a better place with love and unity. Come on. And in Guyana today, the late Walter Rodney have lost his life when he unite Indian and black people together. So when you black people keep on talking about slavery and watch what the white man do, and you're living from Jamaica to the Caribbean and elsewhere, Cuba and other parts of Latin and South America, you should shut your fucking mouth, and you inherit the slave whose ancestor, you inherit the future that they died for and struggled for. While some of your family that you don't know in Africa today don't even have a house and living in the villages hungry. And your men are raping them and they want to do them the same thing, like you will claim what the slave master was doing. Friends, you have an education. You could do wonders, but you want to look back so far and you won't pass you by. Every time you open up your mouth, it's full of hatred and revenge. Trump is doing what he has to do for America. America do a lot of good, but they do a few things that was not right. Today in Guyana, I don't know Mr. Mohammed, but according to information is alleged, he was dining and mining with Barrett Yakneo, Ali, and other people in the PPP during the period of his time. And yes, according to information is alleged, they was driving and doing all about in all his cars from the bulletproof vehicle right back, and he was contributing money to them. What really caused him to fall out? What does he know that the rest don't know? They are doing so many wrong. They pay a lobby firm called Alpha or whatever to lie on the man. The ambassador will lie on him. According to information is alleged. They get a senator in Florida, and now you hear he breached the Guyana government $50 million US in duty. How suddenly because he run for election. How suddenly? Because he opposes the wrong things. In order for you to catch a thief, you have to be a thief yourself to get into the group. And any good police will tell you that. FBI, CIA, the Scotland Yard, the KGB, they will infiltrate your group. Could it be that Muhammad had a change of heart through the will of God? And all the allegation of killing paper shots is alleged, and many other crimes, raping a young woman, it's alleged, and yet for all they know all of this, but nothing happened until he went to go against them, then suddenly he is a killer, he's a rapist, he's a tax breaker, friends. There is a God. And I said here today, look what going to happen. If Bharat is right for what he's saying, then Ali have a right to suffer. But if Bharat was a part and parcel knowing this before anything, he will suffer first. And for anyone who stretched their hand to hurt the man because of money, their days and their children's days are bitter on the surface of this earth, regardless of nationality or nation. Because not right to hurt innocent people. Okay? So for you, my black brothers and sisters, who don't know what happened in the late 60s with the riot called, with the X13 plan, what they call Black Friday, find out, okay, in modern time, all right? Find out. But Desmond Hyde was clean from that. David Granger, maybe he was clean from that. If there's a few allegations going around, it's alleged, which I'm not going to broadcast yet from an Amerindian group, okay? But God will be the judge, not me. But I can tell you between the two races, you black people got more unity. You care more. Indian people are so fucking ungrateful, covetous, vindictive, spiteful, jealousful. They will turn back and kill Muhammad, Jesus, and Krishna if they walk together. They're so deceitful. Okay? You black people quick to be agitated, ready to burn and loot and possibly kill. But where are you going when you do these things? So I urge every patriotic human being in Guyana, use your cell phone. If a police lock up an innocent man, video him. If they beat an innocent man, video him. Because when the right government take over, for the time he lock up that man, he and his family shall answer for every fucking minute and day that man suffer under that asshole who wrongfully beat him and lock him up, even if it's a judge and a magistrate and a prosecutor. And if he die in prison, or his family die while he in prison because they mourn, whatever magistrate, judge and prosecutor lock him up innocently, so shall it be for them. I want that fucking law. I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I go like the American Indian, 40 for 1. Because how will you get rid of crime if you are not drastic? If God can drunk the wall and save 8, and nobody do anything, why must I save you and your fucking family when you hurt me innocently? Or if I hurt you, you save mine. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about Adolf Hitler, Che Guevara, Castro, Saddam. We talk about many leaders around the world, Ho Chi Minh and all these men. We even blaming Trump now. But when you first try to destroy a man and he gained the shoes on his foot and hand it back to you, suddenly he's a racist. He's wicked. He's ungodly. But you are godly, but treat him very badly. And when he return your fucking kindness, suddenly he's the devil. Come on! Y'all don't know what y'all doing? It said it clear, Jesus said. Do unto others as you like them do unto you. So I don't blame Bharat. I don't blame Ali. I blame the citizens of the country for allowing that bullshit to happen. If you know it is wrong, then you should come together and do something about it. Alright? I don't blame no dictators, no part of the world. Because the people have created, but I have a message. What become of Saddam Hussein? Madeleine Albright, Secretary of State, tell him to invade Kuwait. I protest for the Kuwait people. What become of Saddam after? They hang him. The Shah was oppressing his people of Iran. What become of him? He ran away. They say he died with cancer in Egypt. Oh, Hugo Chavez of Venezuela. He go to Cuba for get treatment and he died with cancer. Think of it. David Graves are lucky. My friend, let it be known to all of you, Guyana belongs to the United States. And it's time for Trump to take control of Guyana and give us a right leader that will work with Washington. And I want more American business into Guyana and more Chinese, because Arthur Chung had get 850 million when he was president. Why the bridge could not have named after Digar, Walter Radney, Uini, Dublin, or Waddle, or maybe Vincentica. But ladies and gentlemen, Guyana will be Guyana and is an Amerindian country, followed by a mixed race. The Portuguese and Chinese don't claim China, and claiming Madeira, which is Portugal, only you black people and Indian. Day of arrival for Indian, well, meet you go home. And the other one is emancipation, you're free, go home. But if you're a Guyanese, let's get off with it, unite. Like Walter Rodney says, people's power, no dictator. Let's work together for a civilized Guyana. Love and unity. Thank you.